For decades, many Pokémon fans have come together to discuss and argue about certain topics that some would consider to be unnatural. But now, finally, two great Pokémon scholars have come together to discuss the most important topic of all.
Pokemon trees. We're doing. So I came up with this idea as a I guess a joke, but then I took it too far and actually made it.
Well, as evidenced by your performance on our podcast, you do think jokes are a waste of time.
Since the Pokemon community only seemingly cares about when a new game trailers drop, when we get press releases about upcoming Pokemon games, seemingly the Pokemon community only cares about one thing.
Mega Evolution. And it's not coming back. And to counter that, we're going to be ranking all the trees instead of all the Mega Evolutions.
Yes, because that's a much better use of our time.
We've got Cut Tree, we've got Weird Tree that turns into Sudowoodo, we've got Sword Shield Tree, we've got the tree from the Hall of Origin in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire with the AZ flower next to it.
We have Buff Man Tree.
We have the Buff Tree from Viridian Forest, we have the Battle Tree, we've got the Dynamax Tree, we've got the Xerneas Tree, we've got Professor Oak. He's a tree. What is that? Is that Headbutt Tree?
That's Headbutt Tree.
That's Headbutt Tree. Then we've got Honey Tree. We got... Is that another Cut Tree?
This is... I think I put this as like Heart Gold Soul Silver Tree and then other Headbutt trees.
We'll consider that Apricorn Tree then.
Apricorn Tree? No, I have Apricorn Tree already.
Oh.
It's down there.
Okay, well...
we're just gonna ignore this tree.
Yeah, ignore that tree. That tree's bad.
That tree sucks.
What is that? Is that Gardenia's gym?
That's just standard Sinnoh Tree.
Okay, Sinnoh Tree. Then we've got the birch trees from
Legends Arceus. Standard Fire Red Leaf Green Tree.
Berry trees from Alola.
Let's go trees. Hidden Base trees.
Secret base.
Secret Base
You
trees.
gotta use secret power.
Apricorn trees. White Tree Hollow from from Pokemon White version.
And we got Grand Oak.
White Man.
We've got the tree from the summit of the Crown Tundra.
What is that tree's name?
I don't know. Then we've got the tree that we moved earlier.
Delete tree. Delete that tree.
I hate that tree.
I hate that tree. In fact, I forgot to make Outer Road Below. We need an F tier.
Alright.
And immediately, this tree goes in it. Because fuck this tree.
Yeah, we don't need that tree.
We don't need that tree.
Alright, let's go through it.
Alright, cut tree, instant F.
No, I'm gonna go against the grain here. I'm gonna say D.
D?
Because, if you think about it, I think this community really loves to vilify HMs and say this is really, these are a bad, mechanic that, can be replaced with an item. And I think that's true. But, for the earlier games, at least until Gen 4 when they really got annoying, it was... It was a connection that the player made with their Pokemon. It's not the developers have made my character overpowered by going through the game. It's that I sacrificed something in order to make progression in the game easier, and I'm working together with my Pokemon.
Would personally...
And so I think that from Gen 4 onwards, where there are a million of them, and it's just taking up move slots at that point, then I think F, but I think for what it was back in the day, it serves as a really good progression blocking mechanic.
The way I see the way I see cut trees, you're right, they didn't truly... I think they started getting annoying around Gen 3, but that's more HMs as a whole. Cut trees didn't get annoying until Gen 4, when they became a lot of mandatory crossings for cut. Gen 1, you literally need to use cut once in the entire game. Cut trees, people, I jokingly put it in instant F, but you think about it, the cut tree, it's a little secret spot. It's a reward benefit. You teach a Pokemon cut or a HM slave cut, you teach them cut, and then oh, hey, I went behind the cut tree and now I get a bonus for it.
I like to call them HM butlers, so I can Bidoof.
Bidoof.
I need a surf.
I'm actually now kind of leaning towards C tier.
Yeah,
for cut trees.
Yeah,
for,
I can agree.
C
with
for
that.
cut.
Yeah, C for cut.
Sudowoodo tree, I'm gonna put it in D tier because why do we have a You could have easily just made this a cut push.
Yes, but they didn't want to block it behind cut. They wanted to lock it behind getting the squirt button.
I personally
so in Gen 4 it's a lot better because it teaches you like berry mechanics, I guess. No, because the berries are all in your bag at that.
Yeah, the berries are in your bag. I just think like it's such a hassle because like I don't think you can get the squirt bottle until you like interact with the tree.
Well, it's not even a squirt bottle. It's just like a watering can.
Yeah,
like it's like a generic item.
It's a watering pail.
Now wait just a darn minute. Why did I agree with him just now? Looking back in the editing, let's go back on the timeline a couple seconds here. What does that say? Squirt bottle, huh? That doesn't sound like a watering pail to me, Brendan. You were wrong!
But that said, that specific one, it's like making the game a lot easier because like you encounter this tree once and you're like, dang it, I guess I have to go around, and you go all the way around the Johto region, and like if you're really playing Johto and you're getting like calls from Camper Gina all the way over by like Rock Tunnel. No, it's not Rock Tunnel, Union Cave. Like you're gonna have to trek back because you want to get a leaf stone, right? But then once you've like beaten Whitney and you get the watering pail and you like you finally encounter that weird tree, you make it move and you catch the Sudowoodo, hopefully, and then suddenly all the backtracking is super easy now, and it's before you even get Fly. It's like that. It's that opening up of the game.
Here's my
and in Generation 3, the weird tree. Come on, Sudowoodo and the Battle Frontier.
That was okay. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But here's my issue with the weird tree. At least in like Gen 2. In Gen 2, to an initial player, up to this point, we have introduced 2 interactive mechanics with trees. We have introduced cut, and you've introduced headbutt trees. At this point in the game, to introduce a third single time use for a tree is a little overzealous.
Yeah.
I personally think like I kind of want to just leave it in D. You make a interesting. I like the argument of like, hey, this tree like once you get rid of this tree, you can backtrack really like to like 3 different areas of the game, which is great. Yeah. I'll bump it up to...
I'm fine with C. I'm fine with C.
I can meet you at...
I'm fine with D, actually.
Okay.
Because, the best I can come up with is, like, you can shiny hunt for it, but it really is, like, as a mechanic, it is just a replacement for another tree, It's effectively Snorlax.
Honestly, actually, I'm going to think about it this way. This is better than a cut tree, though. Because you don't have to give up a move slot for it. So I kind of want to bump this up to C and cut tree down to D. Because it like I know I went in saying like adding a third cut or like tree mechanic is kind of overdone, but it's a better unique. Tree mechanic than cut trees.
Yeah.
It's unique, and it requires an item, and it proves that hey, you can do forwarding like forward progression in Pokemon with items and not HMs. Sword and Shield Tree. This is
I'm gonna say F tier for failure. F tier for epic fail.
Failure.
So mainly, like, what I mean is, like, I think, alright, the texture's alright. I think it fits the art style. I think that the tree is low poly for the reason that they wanted to reduce lag in the wild area when connected to Wi-Fi, and they failed at that. That game is laggy as anything when you're connected to the internet and trying to go through the Wi-Fi through the wild area.
Oh, yes.
Sometimes people are flying over like invisible terrain, and it's just like they wanted to reduce the lag in the wild area by having fewer polygons, and I think they failed. And what they should have done is make all of the I'm speaking from the perspective of somebody who has made like a couple pinball games in Game Maker in 7th grade. So I don't know. What I think could have been done better would be like what Mario Kart DS did back in the day, where all of the like player models and everything are actually low poly. Like, and in Smash, all of the character models are low poly until you pause the game and you want to zoom in. You know? It just loads in those higher quality models. So I think that like the player models are really high like fidelity. Like even for the characters that like you might not even necessarily be like looking at, you know?
Like the Pokemon.
So, well, not even necessarily the Pokemon, but like when the player models come in and they all have like the DLC bike with all the particle effects, and they've got like all these fancy hats and like clothing options. You know?
Yeah.
The game's loading all those like all those things, and so like I think that's why the tree was so low poly. But I just think it didn't work as well as it could have.
Well, because like I'll throw up right now, or throw out right now. We are not Sword and Shield haters. We do not hate Sword and Shield at all. We think it's very mediocre.
I think we're generally on the same opinion that it's like a very middle of the road baseline Pokemon game.
Yes, and I think the weirdest thing for people to start complaining about on Pokemon is the tree graphics.
Well, just any graphics.
Any graphics for Pokemon.
I think
it's weird that we decided now to start complaining about them. But I get it, you know, we are on a new hardware, so it makes sense to start complaining about the graphics. But hey, Sword and Shield will have its chance to redeem itself with its trees later. We have a couple of other Sword and Shield trees on the list here.
That's true.
So they'll have their chance to redeem themselves. And if you look outside the wild area, there are standard trees that don't have bad textures.
Yeah.
And that's because they're not in the wild area, an area that is designed for multiplayer, for multiple people to run around in. So it makes sense why the tree has low poly like graphics, but but since the online feature doesn't work, or it doesn't like help it at all, it
doesn't appear to. Like I'm sure it would be worse.
Next,
now, this tree was. I'm gonna say.
I'm not gonna grade it yet because I want to discuss.
I'm gonna say B tier.
B tier.
The tree from Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire that AZ planted. This is a lore tree.
Personally, want to give it an A because it's a lore tree.
Yeah,
I think lore trees are way cooler than, like, that's why I added some of these trees here. Because AZ's, of course, it got the theories talking, it got Tyranitar to make, like, 7 videos about it.
I didn't know he did that.
I don't know if he did.
But, he, like...
Yo, what's up everyone, it's Untitled Chapter, and welcome back to another Pokemon analysis video. That's why this tree is in Sootopolis City. It was a gift from AZ on that day. But no matter what, the fact remains that for those 3,000 years, AZ was always searching for his Floette.
But like, I like that, it's another difference between Ruby Sapphire and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Yeah. In that, like,
that tree was not there.
In the universe where AZ didn't fire the weapon, he never went on a world-traveling journey planting this big tree in Hoenn. So it makes sense that in a non-mega timeline, that tree isn't there. And so it's like, I think it's like one of those little seeds that they put in there. So like, you see this before the Delta episode where they establish that multiverse stuff. But so like, I think that's, I think it's cool.
I agree. Well, it's also, second of all, it's a very pretty looking tree. Yeah. I like the colors on it.
It also gets points for Sootopolis because I love, that's one of my favorite Pokemon series.
Sootopolis, yes, we gotta give respect to Sootopolis City. It's very interesting that in the middle of a volcano, like a dead volcano, someone managed to plant a tree in the middle. But you know what? Who am I to judge? Who am I to say that doesn't make sense from a nature standpoint? It had plenty of water, though.
I don't know if this makes sense.
Now, speaking of trees that don't make sense, let's talk about these bad
Buff
boys.
tree, S tier.
S tier.
Chattest tree.
The chattest tree. You have Pokemon. The virgin cut tree versus the buff.
The Chad Viridian Forest tree. like the cut tree, what's he got? Like, maybe like one Weedle is being supported by that tree, right?
Maybe.
And the tree is built to be cut down, so Pokemon don't live there. The Viridian Forest tree, you could have a hive of Beedrill. You could have like
a
bunch of Metapod or Kakuna hanging down from it, like in Pokemon Snap. Like Pidgey, like this thing is like life supporting,
Yeah. Oh, it absolutely. There's like a family. A very nice family. A family of
There's like a family on the Delts. Look at us. Look at how thick his neck muscles
Dude,
are
look
too.
at how thick that tree is.
Damn, boy, he's thick. Boy, that's a thick ass boy. Damn.
Dude,
How many C's is-
solid S tier. It's gonna be hard to beat.
It's gonna be a tough tree to beat. There might be one, but I think it's gonna be a
But
tough
I mean,
one
like,
to
speaking
beat.
from a game mechanic wise, you know, you're playing Fire Red Leaf Green, you're just walking around, you see all these regular trees, you're like, okay, this is Pokemon. I've played this game. You walk into Verena Forest and you're meted by this guy.
This is the
And
first
he's
tree you
like-
see.
And you're like,
Welcome to the big leagues, kid.
and then Spearwo dies.
The battle. Watch him miss.
All right, now this one we might
Battle
put pretty high because we have a history with this.
I'm
tree.
gonna say S tier for Battle Tree.
Yeah, S tier for the
Like-
battle tree.
Is it just the Battle Tower? Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
But the Battle Tower is good.
Hot
take.
I
That said, the fan service with like
The-
the extra characters.
yeah, with
like,
red and with the red and blue
Colress,
fight in the front.
like
Colress,
Colress, Cynthia,
Wally,
yeah, Wally, a few of the trial captains,
Grimsley.
yeah, Grimsley, like
Who would
it's
have
pretty
thought
cool.
that they would have brought back like Grimsley of all
Yeah.
characters? Very strange choice. I kind of want to. Is it good? Is it as good as Buff Viridian? Tree?
I think this tier list is ordered. I think it's fine.
Okay. We'll go ordered. Is it better than Lore Tree here?
Yes,
Okay. We'll give it that.
because it has like it is like the Battle Tree is intimately tied to the game mechanics of the Battle Tower, and like think about it. You know, the Battle Tower. Sure, it makes sense you're going up an elevator sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're just in a room and people walk in. The Battle Tree, you are climbing a tree to its peak, you know?
You know
Like
what?
that is how trees work.
Can I put a tree lower? Or can I put this tree in... I actually want to put this tree in A tier, but can I explain why later?
No.
Okay, fine. I'll explain my argument for it
Alright.
later, and then maybe we can debate if it needs to go down or not.
Okay.
But I'm pretty happy with that spot. It's a great tree. We have history with that tree. We tried
Yeah.
to do the multi-battle tree challenge.
It's fun.
It was fun. We never could get to the maximum on it, but we did do it.
Yeah.
And that's the only way to get Red's theme for what's it called?
No, not multi.
What
You
is
just
it?
need to beat them in like any of the modes.
I did. Oh, yeah.
Supers,
Okay.
singles.
That's right. That's
Super
right.
doubles has blue
Yeah.
because he's a Chad.
Blue is a Chad. Not even gonna lie.
All
All
right.
right. Next tree.
Oh, also Battle Tree gets points because they have like broken Pokemon.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
they had Shell Smash Como O.
They had Intimidate and Incineroar before that even existed yet.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. I love Battle Tower
Yeah.
or Battle Tree.
Battle Tree is really good. Dyna Hill Tree.
They also had Choice Scarf Aerodactyl with only Rock Slide, no other moves, and like that's how you play Aerodactyl. Note word to the wise. That's how you play Aerodactyl.
That's how you play Aerodactyl. That's how you do it.
All right, Dynamax Tree.
Dynamax Tree.
All right,
I'm gonna level with you.
Let's can we loop the Vespiquen tree in with it?
Should we?
I think so.
Did I put it? Oh, I didn't put it in here.
It's fine. We can loop it in.
All right, well, I
Okay.
guess we'll loop it in.
It's the same thing.
But I kind of want. So let's level here. This tree could have been the best tree.
I think it could have been.
It
yeah.
had potential for the top of S tier, but it gets a B.
I think that's too high. I think C.
You think C?
Maybe even D. Like I think it was very disappointing. So for those of you who don't know, in the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra, there are two trees in which you can engage in a single battle against a Dynamax Pokemon.
Yes.
In the Isle of Armor, you can do it against a Vespiquen. Actually, is that one single or does Hop help you?
No, you're by yourself.
Okay. So you just do a Vespiquen raid single. They actually have EV trained the Pokemon
Yeah.
that you're fighting,
Yeah.
so they have a lot of HP. And when you beat Vespiquen, you get Max Honey for the first time you want to make Max Soup for an Urshifu.
Right.
And in the Crown Tundra, you meet the legendary birds there,
Yeah,
and
you meet the birds.
they leave, and you're able to shake the tree and encounter a single Dynamax battle against a giant Greedent.
But also,
and once you defeat it, you get like 1,000,000 berries.
you get like a shit ton of berries.
Yeah.
And like when I first did it, I was like, this could be great for
Yeah,
like
I was
berry
like, this
farming.
is great for farming.
This is great for farming. This
And-
could be like a great new like tech.
And both the Vespiquen and the Greedent tree can only be triggered once.
One time.
Once in your save.
One time.
So, like, in order to get more max honey, you just need to, like, roll the dice in the raids around that tree and hope you find Combi or Vespiquen and beat it and hope you get max honey.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a lot easier if it was just a repeatable Vespiquen raid battle.
Mm-hmm.
Same with the Greedent. It would be really nice to just have the berries, just, like, have it be a once a day, you know, fight Greedent.
Oh yeah.
You know, get
Oh,
get your, like, 60-something berries from him.
I know.
It would be so cool.
It'd be super cool. But Game Freak said no.
And they said that.
You know what? Now that
one
I
time.
now that I think about it, because like even from a lore perspective, these trees are lame.
I like them, cause like the one on the Crown Tundra, you know, the legendary birds flocking to it. I really like that.
I guess.
I also
so.
like its duality with the later tree will add in the tier list.
Yeah.
Like I think it is C tier,
Okay.
but no higher.
No higher, no lower.
Yeah. Because it's like it is both interesting from a lore perspective, but also a really big missed opportunity from a gameplay perspective.
I just realized something. I'm gonna edit the footage real quick. Okay. Alright, we've fixed the problem. Anyways, yeah, I think the lore behind it is neat with the Dyna Hill tree. The Vespiquen tree is just there for the battle's sake. I just wish that I am fine with leaving it as C. I think, because for the one funny gag of like, oh, it's a big Greedent in the tree. That's funny.
Dude, Big Chungus.
Big Chungus.
Big Chungus.
But because of the funny Big Chungus meme, I think I have to give it C tier, the very least. I don't think it's like D tier bad. It's not like a worthless tree.
Yeah, it's not the worst missed opportunity either because, like, you know, like I said, it is easy to get max honey if you really need it. How often are you feeding an Urshifu max soup, right?
Yeah.
You get one per save. You gotta speed run a few hours to get another one. And, you know, and also for berries, they have dedicated berry trees. We'll talk about that later in Sword and Shield. So, like, it's not the worst thing, but it's like, it would have been nice to have, like, a really reliable way to get more apricorns.
Yes,
you
but
know,
hey,
stuff like that.
But hey, if you guys need a good way, a good farming method, our buddy Brendan here has a video.
I'm working on it.
He's working on a video.
I'm working on it.
I'm working on it.
He's currently working on a video on farming
Competitive tools.
on competitive tools for Sword and Shield.
Next up, actually, let's just do the other tree. Like
this tree?
the bear tree from Crown Tundra.
I don't know anything about this tree.
Yeah. Honestly, honestly, top of D tier.
Top of D. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
like
there's
it could have been a lot cooler, like if they did something more with like the legendary birds. Like Articuno sometimes gets close to it, but like not really.
Well, I'm wondering if that's a tree revolving around
Calyrex.
Calyrex,
because it's like his house or something.
That's where he lives and stuff.
That's
so, yeah.
But like,
well, because he's also
they
like,
didn't really explain it very well.
His whole thing is like he's the king of the harvest, right? So
the
maybe,
king of bountiful harvest.
Yeah, so maybe like the tree is dying because his harvest is like,
maybe it was
once
as full as the other Dynamax tree, but I think it's, I don't know. I wish I knew.
Yeah, I wish I knew, Game Freak.
I think it's very cool aesthetically. I think it's a really good thematic piece for like the artwork they put it in, and like
I think it looks nice. I
also
just wish...
the little like chapel or wherever it is really nice too.
But to me, it's like having Spear Pillar like constantly in the background of like Sinnoh and not doing anything with it. You know?
Yeah.
Or not Spear Pillar. What's the Mount Coronet?
Yeah.
You have like Mount Coronet in the background. You don't do anything with it. Like, come on.
Alright.
Come on, Game Freak.
Next tree. Xerneas.
The Zern tree. The tree of life, as it's called.
Xerneas' other form, because he has two. He has active, he has dormant, and now he has sleepy tree.
Beyond dormant.
Yeah.
I was gonna do a gag and say like I'm gonna put it in X tier for X tree. But you know we are.
You know, I think. You know what? It's a lot better than a Cocoon, let me tell you.
It is a lot better than a Cocoon.
I played Pokemon Y, not X, and like I think we gotta give it like B tier, maybe A tier, because like
I personally
that music.
Oh yeah, the music.
Battle Xerneas Yveltal is like one of my favorite tracks in Pokemon.
It's probably the best track from X and Y. I kind of want to put it in A because it's like the king of like.
Yeah, and you also get a Xerneas out of it.
Yeah, you get a Xerneas from
which
that.
Before Zacian, for like I don't know 7 years, that was like broken.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
like,
it'll probably still be broken when like.
Yeah, it'll probably still be broken when you're able to have 2 legends. So.
Yeah, I think X Tree here is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
As the person who picked X when it came out, I think it's a nice design. It kind of looks like everyone always says that like
Mononoke
Ghibli Pokemon. It kind of does have that like Ghibli look kind of look to it. I like it. I think it's way better than Yveltal's Cocoon because
he's a bird.
He's a bird.
A bird becoming a cocoon makes a lot less sense than a deer tree spirit turning into a tree.
Now, I think what would have been cool is if, like, Mr. Yveltal, if you had like a nest.
Yeah, if you had a nest in the tree.
If you had a nest in the tree, that'd be very thematic and very cool because also Zygarde is a snake and you can have him underground beneath the tree, just like how it is in Norse mythology, baby.
Just like in the lore.
Just like in the lore. So I'm gonna give it A for the king of lore trees personally. I can't really think of any other lore trees besides those two. So we're gonna I'll give the Tree of Life A tier. Now Professor Oak. He's not even a tree.
He's not a true tree.
He's not even a real tree. I think he's gotta go. This is a tough one.
I think bottom of D tier, top of F, because outside of being a tree, he's a very interesting character. He shows up in a lot of games.
Yeah, he's in a lot of games.
He's got family and Samson and Grand Oak.
He's got family.
He's okay. He's just not top tree material.
He's not. He's barely even green.
Yeah.
Like,
honestly,
is his hair green?
He met Celebi, I guess.
He did meet Celebi. I'll put him in the D tier for that.
No, I think that's just what keeps him from being bottom of F.
Okay, all right, yeah. That puts him over the Sword Shield tree.
Yeah. All right.
Headbutt tree.
Headbutt tree. They're not very unique. They are just trees.
They don't stand. Well, like compare this to like honey trees from.
Well, I don't think that's a fair comparison because you can just do a headbutt tree over and over and over again until you get what you want.
Yeah.
But like, I think they get some points for sleeping like Hoot Hoot if you do it in the day.
Yeah.
But like, beyond that, like, I think B tier, maybe top of C.
I'd say B tier for Headbutt because you get a Pokemon out of it. There's like utility there. There's like a use for it.
And also, Headbutt doesn't take up like an HM slot in those games.
Yeah, Headbutt is just a simple move.
It's just a cool thing.
Headbutt is a really solid normal type stab move. Like, you cannot go wrong there. And for it to have utility, it doesn't like affect the game harshly.
Yeah.
It doesn't like stop your progression. It's just a bonus way to. It's like fishing.
Yeah.
It is on land fishing.
It's also like a really good move in Generation 2 when it was introduced, and I forgot to say this about Cut, but like Cut in Generation 1 is like one of the best normal type moves you can get if a Pokemon can't learn Strength
or Slash,
but does learn Scratch.
Yeah.
And you want to get like it's not the worst move for Raticate.
It's not the worst move. Headbutt's also really good.
But like
move.
Headbutt is just in general really good because it's like it's just Strength. Like, but you trade. It's like Strength, but you trade 10 power for a flinch chance.
Yeah, it's base 70 with a chance to flinch.
Which, like, in Generation 2 and even in Generation 4, that's like a really good trade-off, especially if you give it to Furret, who's available early game in that game,
My boy.
who gets stabbed from it and is very fast. And If in Generation 2, if you give it a pink bow and you've done a few gyms, it's overpowered. So I think B tier is very fair.
Yeah, I think B tier works for Headbutt Tree. Now, Honey Tree.
Honey Tree.
Fuck this tree. I think these trees are...
I think top of C tier.
Really?
Yes.
Might be the one where I kind of disagree with you on this. I think honey trees, not like a missed opportunity, I think they were just poorly handled and implemented. They are the most annoying capture mechanic they have. And for certain Pokemon, like Munchlax, Combee, Cherubi, I even think, there are some Pokemon you can only get through honey tree method.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
I think it's cool.
You think it's cool. I think it's annoying because, first of all, you can't speed up game clock. There's no game clock speed up. You have to put the honey on the tree and remember, a day? Is it a day or 2 days?
Yeah, it's a day.
Yeah, you have to go a full day. And I guess if you're like actively playing the game, like when you're a kid, or when I was a kid, and actively playing the game, yeah, I had time to go back and check the tree. But when I'm as an adult and someone who's like can't play Pokemon every day, can't always remember to go back and check the honey tree, it's a little annoying.
Yeah.
I think, and I also think the idea that once you start the save file, what will appear on the trees is predetermined based on your save.
Yeah.
So
I
like,
think it's like trainer ID.
I think it is based off trainer ID, but like once the game,
There's like a calculator you can do.
Something. But like the trees are basically predetermined what's gonna be on them. So like if you're trying to farm for a Munchlax, which has like a 1% chance on the tree that it is predetermined to be on.
Yeah, only like one of the like 16 trees or so.
Yeah, it's like, and it'll appear on like one tree and has a 1% or like 5% chance of showing up.
Well, counterpoint. When I was a kid, I got lucky and I didn't know about that, and I just found Munchlax. So.
Yeah. Well,
what's your counter to that, huh?
I spent months, probably like weeks, trying to get a Munchlax, like experimenting with different trees, because back when I was a kid, that was when I was like trying to complete the Pokédex.
Munchlax looks sick.
Munchlax is sick.
Like when you were a kid,
Dude,
growing up in Generation 3 and you saw Munchlax in like the Deoxys movie, you're like, this Pokemon looks so cool. Yeah. Then he evolves into Snorlax and you're like, what?
Well, I've always said like Munchlax is a weird enigma. Like he felt like a Pokemon that was supposed to be in Gen 3, but they were like, we're out of time. We'll just throw him in the next game, but we'll use him as a promo Pokemon before the next game comes out, because like he appears in like Coliseum or in NXT Mystery Dungeon, the movies, the anime itself. May catches a Munchlax before they even
she catches it
when
they're in Battle Frontier, so that was a bit late.
I guess so, but like, you know, Munchlax is always like a weird enigma. But this isn't a tier list about Munchlax, okay?
It's about the honey tree.
It's about the honey tree.
And listen, all right. My thing about honey tree is, I really like the aspect of you don't know what you're gonna get. You know, it's like a little surprise, and you know that's why one of the things I want to do with you and maybe a few other friends is when Diamond and Pearl remakes come out later this year.
Shining Pearl.
Yeah, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, is that we all get honey. We all use it on a honey tree, and then whatever we get, we have to use on our team.
It's gonna be a lot of Badoos or Wormadams.
What? Badoo?
Badoo could be
on a honey tree?
Yeah, it can.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it can.
I think you're thinking of Cherubi.
I feel like Badoo can. I don't remember exactly.
Badoo is just a regular grass Pokemon.
It is, but like you can get regular grass. You can get like Wurmples from honey trees. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I know.
So I think you can get Badoos or something. But I will meet you in C tier, but only low C tier.
Okay.
Only
That's
low
fine.
C tier for the honey tree, because like yes, you can get lucky, and it is a free Pokemon. I just think that it's very annoying and a very dumb process. Ugh.
Yeah.
All right, standard Sinnoh tree. I don't know why I added this here.
I don't know, like
D
tier.
D.
I mean, it's just tree.
This is gonna be our entry for vanilla base tree.
Yeah, I mean it's just like it's set dressing.
It is set dressing. It is there. It exists.
I might as well put the fire red, leaf green ones there.
That one's
maybe a tier above it because I like the design more.
Yeah, I'll put that there. But the Let's Go trees, I want to save. I want to
save that for later.
I want to save that for later because that's a different kind of tree.
Alright.
Now, Arceus
Legends
trees.
Arceus tree.
Now, this might be a little unfair because the game's not out yet. This could change.
Yeah.
They did say game footage is not final.
Yes.
Everyone and their mother wants to remind us of that. Personally, I think they don't look terrible.
Yeah,
I think they look better than Sword and Shield tree.
Yeah.
And I think it's going for the same purpose of because, Arceus is supposed to be, or Legends Arceus is supposed to be this big, sprawling, open world. So lowering the texture quality in certain areas does make sense. They do it they've done it in Breath of the Wild. They've done it in many other open world games. Do it because they want a continuous running world.
I don't even think it looks like low poly.
It doesn't.
Or I mean, it does, but if you're not looking for it.
Yeah, I think I want to give this a solid mid C.
I was thinking D tier.
D tier?
Yeah.
You want to give it D? I guess it doesn't really.
As
far
maybe,
as we know,
maybe right below the fire red trees, and I think it's with the fire red or diamond pearl trees, because
you're right. As far as we know, it has no real utility yet. If it does end up having utility, we might have to change it. If you can cut down a tree and then you get a Pokemon.
Yeah, we'll do an update video on the tree tier list.
Yes, we'll update the trees in the future.
All right.
Alola Berry Tree. Alola Berry Tree. I think this might be an A tier or maybe B tier.
I think top of B right there.
Top of B.
Because
I kind of want to go lower B because here's my reasoning. I personally think that while yes, there's a chance to get a Pokemon, I think there's only 2 types of Pokemon that could be in them.
I only know about Crabrawler.
Yeah, I think that's the only one. There might have been another one.
Maybe there's Kamala for a rare chance.
Yeah, I think Kamala might be a rare chance. But you can only get one Pokemon in comparison to a Headbutt tree where you get a variety of Pokemon and it can be on any tree.
But a Headbutt tree gives you a Hoot Hoot, alright? Who cares?
You can get... Brendan,
but the berry tree, you get berries. And berries in Sun and Moon are a really valuable resource because you're able to multiply them. And if you have even if you don't have a guide, it can be interesting to try to map out okay, what did this tree give me? It gave me that. Okay, I'll check it tomorrow to see if I get more of that. And so you can look up on Cerebi where the EV reducing berries are, and you can find them. You can start farming them in Poképelago. I think it's solid.
I think
it serves as a more practical purpose than the Headbutt trees.
Much more practical than a lot of the other trees we discussed here today.
Think about it. When you play a Johto game, you're gonna do a Headbutt tree maybe once or twice in the early game, and then never again. Whereas the berry trees in Sun and Moon, you had to use them every day.
I personally think that Headbutt trees have a little bit more versatility than I'll meet you in B tier absolutely, but I don't think it's higher than the Headbutt tree personally.
Why though?
Because
this is the big clash.
This is the big clash. I guess it is. I think I don't know, cause as a person who doesn't play competitive that much. This is really you are right. This is one of your only real ways to obtain berries in Sun and Moon, as far as I know.
Yeah.
There's
it is because you either maybe there's a 10% chance something's holding an orange berry.
Right. So this is your big berry tree, but I guess this will also depend on where we put berry trees for. Should we do berry tree for Sword and Shield right now? Or should we say that?
We should do it. We should do it next. Oh, sorry, my phone.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, my phone. Oh, my gosh.
How embarrassing.
How embarrassing. Somebody went live on Twitch.
Oh, no. You have, some points and some merit, but I think... I don't know. Berry Tree...
I mean, if we're giving Headbutt Tree points for promoting using Headbutt, which is a good move, I think we need to give the berry trees from Sun and Moon points for promoting growing berries in the Poképelago.
Okay, you have a point there. But as I'm shocked if you, you of all people, the bug lover of the Pokemon fan base.
You can find the what?
This is the way you get Heracross.
Yeah, I know. Outside of Heracross, every Pokemon you get from a Headbutt tree, you can find elsewhere in the game.
Pineco?
Pineco isn't good.
You can't find Pineco anywhere else.
All right, look, you have like 2 points, all right, and like you're gonna do that one time. See, look. In order to get like a Heracross or a Pineco after you've like caught them once,
Yeah.
you're never gonna do a headbutt tree again. You're going to breed them, and that's how you get them now.
Fine. I guess you win on this.
For berries, like they're like literally every berry you can only get once, and then you can farm them.
Okay.
All right, now the next berry tree,
The sword
Like-
shield berry tree.
top of D,
Top of D?
they are literally the worst version of the Sun and Moon trees because you don't have Poképelago, you can't farm them. You know, like it's like you get one batch and then you need to wait for the next day.
I think we should meet it in
Like
C-tier.
there are a couple like at the very least there are trees with dedicated like this one gives the Qualat berry, this one gives the Pomek berry in the DLC, but like in base game, like you have to rely on these like some of them in like the later wild area parts where you get a chance at HP reducing berries.
Yeah.
And yes, they can give you leftovers and stuff.
Yeah.
And like yeah, you can potentially get more berries from one shake of a tree than a Sun and Moon tree, but you can't farm them. Like, there's no Poképelago place where you can just you can't grow berries, you know?
I personally think we can meet it in C tier. Because you look at these trees, these are all like set dress trees and like bad versatility cut tree.
Mm-hmm.
This at least has like a usage.
Yeah.
I would say,
that's fair.
I would say it's like better than Honey Tree, but if you want to say it's worse than Honey Tree.
I want to put it below Honey Tree.
All right, you'll put it below Honey Tree. I'll meet you there.
Like, I think the inability to independently farm
But
the
by that
berries-
logic, we should put this lower because this is just a one-time use of this. Right?
Yeah.
Because this is just a one-time berry tree. Sure, you get like 60 berries from it, but
Then
that's
it.
worse. You can't farm any further.
Yeah.
So
But,
I'm
like,
gonna say that's lower.
With the inability to farm using like a Poképelago thing or grow berries, which is a thing, it has been a thing since Generation 3, being able to grow berries. They even added it into Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Like, it's just such a downgrade.
I think. Well, this needs to be lower because this
honestly,
tree
just
sucks.
take it out of the tier list.
All right. Well, how do I delete something?
Just
All right,
don't
take it
do
out
this.
of there. All right,
Let's go with Let's Go Trees.
let's go trees. I think they're really nice looking.
I think
trees.
A tier. I think they look really good.
They
I
look-
think that they like the gradient art style. I think it really matches.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's, you know,
Yeah.
I think it looks good. I like the colors.
Looks very nice.
You know, just straight up, this is a good looking tree.
That's a very nice looking tree.
You know, A tier tree.
All right.
Secret base trees.
Secret base
Secret
trees.
base trees.
These are S.
I think.
Now, if we're okay, actually,
I think over the muscle trees.
over the muscle trees.
Yeah, I think they're the best tree.
Now we're talking for both Ruby Sapphire and Oris, of course, for secret
Yeah,
base
Ruby
trees.
Sapphire Emerald, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
We're talking all Gen 3 secret base trees here. We're not just talking Ruby Sapphire.
and the Gen 6 secret base trees.
And the Gen those exist?
Yeah, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
Oh, that's okay, yes. We're talking about all the secret base trees from Gens 3 and 6. Gen 6 has it the best because
You're able to like
QR codes.
Well, QR codes, and you're also able to like you're able to share them online and with like Spot Pass or whatever, Street Pass, and you know, it's cool because you're able to like design your own little gym.
Yeah.
And some people are kind enough to make Blissey bases where you
Blissey
can
bases
grind to
are
level 100
based.
super easy.
Well, if you made Blissey bases, you were based. You were
Based in Pogpilled.
based and
Pogpilled.
In Ruby, in the base game Ruby Sapphire, they were really fun because it was your own little spot. You know, your home away from home.
Also, like, amongst my friends, like, me and my friends, we were privileged enough to have one of us with a link cable. It was me. We were able to, like, mix records all the time and be like, try to find my secret base. And we would just like go out into the game and start like checking all the trees, all the bushes, all the little holes in the wall to try to find where our friend's base was, and then we could go in and battle each other, or battle the NPC of us. And then I'd come back to school the next day, and Spencer would be like, "Why does your Swampert know water gun?" And I'd be like, "Well, it's because I don't want to waste power points on something weak,
True. It's true.
Which makes sense, but I mean, don't teach your Swampert water gun.
Don't ever teach your water gun.
But like, it was a fun level of interactivity that like even maintained in the Generation 6 games.
Yeah, Gen 4 had the same level of interaction. It was a little worsened.
Yeah, because you had to like pay a lot of like currency, I think, to like get some like the tool to remove a boulder. Like,
yeah,
it was a bit unintuitive, but like. Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald trees do occasionally have that point where there's a hole in this. There's a hole in the floor in this.
Yeah.
And you need to spend like money getting a plank of wood to go over it.
Yeah.
But beyond that, like it's like designing your own gym.
Yeah, it's like it's designing your own. It's a secret base, and that's like it kind of teaches kids like early game design tools.
You're able to put NPCs in there too.
You can put NPCs in there. It's really awesome.
And in the Generation 6 remix, you're able to like position like how are like the decorations angled. How are the NPCs angled?
And in
like, so cool.
In the same vein as how headbutt trees promote headbutt, secret base trees promote secret power. And secret power, it's not great.
Secret power's okay.
If you find yourself on ground terrain though, you get yourself a nice little earthquake.
And if you find yourself like on a grassy little area, you it's like it's just like a move that causes sleep.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
And if you're in a cave, I think it's Shadow Ball.
Yeah, it's
a fun gimmicky
really
little move, but
But like the utility, the little extra feature they give you is just like amazing.
Yes, that was like one thing that like they didn't have to go that far with it, but it was super cool, and I really much hope that Gen 4's underground secret bases are just as fun as Gen 6 secret bases.
Yeah.
All right, apricot trees. Now,
apricorn, not apricot. Apricot are fruit.
Apricots are real fruit. Apricorn might be S tier as well. Maybe
I don't know.
Maybe low.
I don't
high
know.
A.
I think high B.
High B.
I think above the berry tree because like
I guess
you only get like one a day.
That's true.
In the Generation 2 games. In the Generation 4 games, you can get more, but like.
Well, they're also.
I don't know.
They're also very far and few between these apricorn trees.
Yeah, and also in...
I think they're
I think that's fine in Generation 2, but in Generation 4, where they give you multiple at a time, it's like... I don't know. I think it's a Band-Aid on, like, a huge wound,
Yeah. I like... And the thing is like, these guys have... Like, these trees have kind of gone extinct, because now you just get apricorn balls instead of being, like... Instead of the trees to make them. And you are given apricorns to turn into apricorn balls in Sword and Shield now, with the Isle of Armor.
But like they're functionally the same as the berries in that game.
Yeah. I'd say B is a good spot because apricorn balls.
Because like apricorn balls are stylish.
They are stylish.
They're
they all good. Are very. The utility of them are all bad.
Half the time they don't even work.
Half the time they don't work.
In Sun and Moon, before Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon came out, the Heavy Ball couldn't catch the Tapu in Beldum. Like, Heavy Ball Metagross was, like, illegal until Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Like, because you just could not catch Beldum in a Heavy Ball. Like, that wasn't something that could happen. Same with the Tapu. And, like... And in Generation 2, the Love Ball was gay.
Love Ball was gay, dude. That shit was so gay.
The additional effect of increased catch rate on opposite-gendered Pokemon was flipped. It only worked on same-gender Pokemon. And, like, it's just... And also, like, the fastball, like, what were you thinking? Like, it increases the chance of catching on, like,
what
Pokemon
were they thinking?
What were they thinking?
On Pokemon that can run away, and, like... That just promoted a bad mechanic of, oh yeah, sometimes a Pokemon you're fighting in Gold and Silver can run away.
Yeah.
Like, that's not fun.
I think, I might put this below Berry Tree now. Just cause.
Yeah, no, I think it still goes above it for the style and points of like
For the style
Moon
points.
Ball, Love Ball, those
Brand
things.
Ball.
Lure Ball.
Lure Ball.
Lure Ball's so pretty.
Lure Ball's good.
But yeah,
we'll put in the B tier for.
it gets
Ball.
points for the the Pokeball designs.
Yep. All right, the second to last tree. we
White
have
Tree
here.
Hollow.
I gotta give it in the.
I'll let you vote on this one because I only played I only really played Black City and Black 2.
Let me tell you, this is better than the Battle Tree.
Yeah.
Now it's sure.
Doesn't it have like a dungeon aspect of it, like the battle pyramid where you're running around the rooms?
I believe so. It does. So whereas
that's what it was in Black
whereas
City.
the Battle Tree, you had the Battle Tree has its really cool cameos, and I wish that the White Tree Hollow did have something like that. But you have the PWT.
You have
for
Benga.
Huh?
Benga
You have
shows up
Benga,
at the end.
but you also have the PWT in Black in White
the sequels.
in the sequels to cover your cameos, and this is also in White 2 as well. I think it's like bigger than the image I found here.
Oh yeah.
But the White Tree Hollow had like this very cool like maze design to it. It was you actually like progressed up the floors of the White Tree Hollow as compared to the Battle Tree where you just kind of like you win a battle and then it just shoots you to the next platform.
Also, the town it's in has like
The music in the town.
It has non-Unova Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like you can find like Ralts and Togepi in the wild. Like it's really cool.
And the town music is really nice. The music in it is really awesome. And you get a free shiny if you beat the entire thing.
Yeah.
You get
yeah.
I think you get a Gibble.
You get Gibble or Dratini based on your version.
Yeah. So
Oh wait, is it based on your version?
Yeah, it is.
I think you just get to choose.
No, it's
it
based
might
on
be
version. Because
Yeah.
I think
that's only in Black and White too, though.
yeah, it's only Black and White too. In regular White, I think it's just it does have one issue. Where there's no scaling. There's no like set level for Pokemon, so like no one's set to level 50. It's just you can go up to level 100 and just rock the
didn't know
boat
that.
of the entire tree, which kind of sucks. But I think it's either on par or better than the Battle Tree from Gen 7.
Yeah.
And then our last tree,
Grand Oak.
Grand Oak ST.
He's so cool. Look at him. His glasses, like
Look at this man. This is a true Grand Oak.
like I am totally comfortable paying him $16 a year. If that means that like leaving my Pokemon in the hands of like Bridget in Pokemon Bank was like I don't know.
I don't know, lady.
I don't know. She's
She's a little.
I don't know, I
She's
don't
a little
trust her.
shady looking.
but like Grand Oak shows up. He says, "Hey,
Yeah, he's
hey,
like.
dudes.
Whereas like.
I'm gonna store your Pokemon."
Whereas like Oak is like you're kind of.
Oak is like, I have a ranch that Glalie can live on, and it's like, dude, you're like uncle or whoever.
You're like
he's got like, I don't even know
uncle.
how it works.
He's got like a super. He's got like a supercomputer.
Yeah, I'm able to like Wonder Trade 10 Pokemon at a time because of him.
So yeah, I think Grand Oak easy S tier. Also, he gives you a hidden ability starter.
Yeah, he gives.
Whereas
wait,
Oak-
yeah, he gives you hidden ability like Bulbasaur, Charmander, or Squirtle.
Yeah, and whereas regular Oak, he just gives you regular standard ability.
Yeah, come on, Oak.
Who's
come on.
Who's running
Dude.
Overgrow Venusaur?
Nobody.
Nobody
with
Now-
half a brain.
Now you might run Blaze
Actually,
Charmander.
you know what I can do? I can search up the battle statistics of how many people are using Overgrow Venusaur using Grand Oak's technology. Only 2.9% of Venusaur users are using Overgrow. Come on, Oak.
Come on, Oak.
Come on.
2%.
Samuel,
You're
come
supposed
on.
to be the #1 professor guy. Come on, Oak.
Oh,
In
he
fact,
just
you know
fell
what?
down. He just fell down.
He's going down. He's below Sword and Shield tree.
All right, thank you so much for watching
Yep, that,
this
folks,
video.
is this is the official Pokemon tier or trees tier list.
This is the list.
You cannot change our minds. No matter what you say in those comments below, you can complain for hours in the comments and say, "Well, actually, I think that
Actually, Grand Oak isn't even a tree."
Grand Oak is
Fuck
fuck you. Where's the evidence?
Yeah. Evidence is everything in a court of law.
Evidence is everything in a court of law. As far as I can tell, he is a tree. When I looked it up on Google image search, Pokemon trees, he was one of the first search results. So, in your face.
All right. Catch you all on the next episode.
Catch y'all on the next
catch
episode.
you on the flip side.
Next episode. There won't be a next episode.
There'll be an update video on this.
I guess
sure.
there will be an update. We'll update it.
They'll add more Pokemon trees, I'm sure.
Yes, there will be more trees. We'll update it with once Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl and Legends Arceus come out. Maybe even another Pokemon game in between then.
Who knows?
And who knows? Maybe you guys in the comments will let us know about a tree we completely forgot about, and then we'll be like.
And I know we just said we wouldn't be convinced at all, but I mean maybe we can. So you should write down in the comments.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Bye bye.